Hi, fellow traders. I'm back with another video recapping my trades from today. I may not do this every day. Well, I do it every day, but I may not upload it every day because I don't like to just upload redundant stuff. If it's something new or something different, um, then I'll typically, upload it. But today I had two tickers on my watch. I had Netflix and LNR, I believe. But I was really liking Netflix at the open because here was a level of resistance here, and it was stuffing at pre-market, and when it opened, this thing was just so volatile that I never was comfortable getting in it. And this was just bad, not necessarily bad, because if you're not comfortable trading something, the best thing to do is to stay away from it. Even though this was a huge winner, I could have made a ton of money on this ticker today. It was just too volatile for me. And, on a simulator, I probably could have nailed this all day. But, when you're trading your money, you're trading a live account, you got to be comfortable, in the trade. So I didn't trade it. I missed all of this. That was just a lost opportunity. The other ticker that was on my watch was LNR. Let me see if I can find the chart on it. No, LNG, I'm sorry. LNG was the other ticker I had on watch. And this one, it kind of chopped around a little bit. It kind of did. It stayed below the VWAP. I wanted to short it up under this level. I missed the first move, but it gave me another chance and this was a nice fade down. It had a little bounce, but nothing to get out of. I probably would have taken some profit here, and then withstood this bounce and taking some profit here off support. Excuse me. This thing did just what I wanted it to do, but I wasn't watching it. I mean, I watched it for a little bit here, and once it printed this candle and it took me out of getting in this trade, here, I said, I'm just going to start looking at something else. When really I should have kept this on watch, because there's always, a bounce or a secondary offering. I mean, not always, but most of the time, on a ticker like this, there is. There wasn't a whole lot of volume either, but the ticker was making the move I wanted it to make, and this was something that I could have, easily traded and easily made my daily goal on my first profit take, which is, really what I like to do. I like to pick trades where I have enough room that my first profit target, I can take profit and have my daily goal. It's just, it takes a lot of stress off you once you do that, especially if you're doing this for a living and you're trying to make a living out of it. You want to make sure you hit your daily goals, but you don't want to stress yourself out and put yourself in positions to where, you mess up and you make bad decisions. Well, I made a bad decision here by not continuing to watch this. What I did watch, and I've got to admit, I did, some following today. Everybody was on this IBM. It was like, this thing's gonna fall off. This is a home run. Um, this was gonna be big money, and no, that never happened. It did eventually come back, but it didn't come back until it crushed a lot of people. I think a lot of people got crushed in this. Um, I did try to trade this thing. Um, right here, I believe, or was it this candle? It might have been this candle here, but I tried to trade it. I didn't go back and even look this up because it was really irritating. I thought it was gonna come off of this level, and what you do on all reversals, I'm looking for a level of resistance or support to base a trade off of. In this, on the chart, I never found any resistance, for this to bounce off of. So there was no reason for me to be chasing this anyway because I didn't have it planned. I'm listening to other people and I'm saying, hey, this is when this thing rolls over, it's going to be huge. And it just never rolled over. I think I made 24 cents on this, 24 cents on a 400 share position. That's, that's going toward my daily goal, but, it wasn't what I was looking for. And I gave up a solid, for me, which would have been a home run trade, to chase this, and made probably after commissions, I made less than $100 on this thing. And it really wasn't worth giving up that other move that I could have made several $100s on. But it's a mistake that we make as traders. We're all looking for that big trade. We're looking for that home run, and that's natural. And that's a demon that we have to fight from, within ourselves, is not to try to chase these. Hey, if you've got a good setup and it's got home run potential and it's something that you've established a plan for, then yeah, that's great. But when you're chasing somebody else's plan and you got in your mind that, hey, they've got some good winners here. I want one big winner to kick the week off with. Yesterday I made my daily goal, but I always like to make 2-3 times my daily goal. 4 times, 5 times if I can. But I just made a little bit over my daily goal yesterday. I was looking to get a big hit today, and you just can't do that. And so chasing this, I made 24 cents, and you can see it never really rolled over. And you had some people that got short here. 121, 120 and a half. And you see what happened. It never came back. And unless you averaged up and got your average higher, you got killed on this. So one trade I did find was VTR. And you can see this made a huge move down. I mean, it wound, that rubber band got stretched tight on the way down. And these are the tickers I like to see. I like to see these big, moves down because a stock doesn't have to be that strong in order to make a nice move back up to VWAP. If you wind this rubber band up enough, you're going to get a good pop. So when I first started seeing this, it was around in this area. And when I pulled up the daily, I found support here at, right at 52. It was a little bit over 52. And I thought that was going to be strong because that's a whole number and we had daily support there. So I was looking at it at that level, and that's what I announced in chat. Now the SPY was going down, and I was expecting the SPY to bounce too. So that's why I was looking at this. A lot of, and I don't want it to sound like I'm giving mixed signals, because I've always said on these bottom reversals, if the SPY is trading below the VWAP, I'm not going to take reversal trades. And on this, you can see at that same time frame, the SPY was trading well below the VWAP. Here was the SPY here. And what I was looking for it to do is to give me, to bounce and give me a nice push up. And I knew that if the SPY bounced, it would, help drive my trade. So what I did was I made sure I got my plan together and I had everything in place so that when this bounce took place, I'd be ready to, take the trade. And so I did catch it here. Got this move up. And, when it faded, I went ahead and took it off. And then I got back in. Once it consolidated and it held this level, you know, I was ready to, jump back in. It let me know that it was time for, this thing to take off. So I got in, I think at 52.21. I got in right in here somewhere, right when it got over the 20. And I was comfortable getting in because, it was right over the 20. I could base my trade off of it. I really, this candle came up too fast for me to catch it off this level, so I waited to get this level. And I did that because had this trade failed and I chased it up here, that would have been a little bit more significant loss. So I try to get my stops as tight as possible. You don't want it too tight that you smother the trade. But if you're basing your trade off of this level and you know the setup and you see the pattern and you know the timing is right, then you can have a tight stop and it'll still work. But I had it, my stop was based on this and, got a nice move up. I didn't get the strong move up like I wanted to the VWAP. I was able to take profit along the way. I never really got to push up and ended up taking it off, the last piece off, when it started to come back below the 9 here. Ended up losing the 9, closing below the 9, closing below the 20. So there was no reason for me to actually hold this ticker, through all of this mess. This is a clear sign, for me as a day trader to get out, take my last piece because this is going to roll back over. But actually it didn't. It kind of came back and ran off this 9. And had I been, I have to leave at 3 every day to go pick my kids up. But had I been here, I probably would have taken this trade again. Because the SPY was working. It was working well with the SPY. The market was getting stronger. The SPY had reclaimed the 9 moving average. I mean, the VWAP, you can see SPY had already reclaimed VWAP. And, it was trading above the 9. So to me, the market had got a little bit of strength in it. And these reversal plays, are going to give you a little bit bigger moves. So that was my day today. And this is what I look for when I'm doing reversals. Yeah, I was a little bit more active looking for these because the first trade I took, less than $100, and I didn't have my daily goal. So I was actively looking for trades. Even though I didn't like the market that much, I was actively seeking and actively looking for trades. I stayed away from Facebook and Netflix and, all of those that were giving these big volatile moves. Because if you're not comfortable in the market for whatever reason, it's not because you don't have the experience, but it's because that day you just may not be feeling it, and today I just wasn't feeling, all of that volatility. I wasn't comfortable trading it. I was looking for nice, safe moves like this, reversals, finding a ticker that's going to give me a nice, good move where I could get my daily goal. My livelihood is based on me making my daily goal, and that's where my focus is going to be. And now when I was growing my small account, that was the same focus. It was finding these solid, low risk plays, nice tight risk reward. I would know, almost immediately whether the move was going to work or not. I didn't jump in consolidation, anticipating a pop. I would wait for it and then find an entry based on that. If I couldn't find an entry, I just missed a trade. But it worked. I didn't take that many losses. I grew my account, and I'm going to continue trading that way. I went away from it, for a month or so, and you know, didn't do well. Lost. Lost probably what, $1,500. Overall. That's not a whole lot, but still, for me, not really taking losses, changing the way I'm trading because I'm trying to trade with more money, and really, it's just a matter of trading the way you've always traded. You can double your position size, but don't change your strategies. Stick to what got you there. And that's what I had to go back and do, and, find my way again. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to start growing and comfortably, growing my account again. So I hope, this video helps. I hope I didn't put everybody to sleep with my latest rant, but just wanted to kind of give you an idea and show you what my trades were and show you what I was looking at, and why I took this bottom reversal. Why I was even looking at it when the market was down. So I hope that explains it, and I hope everybody had a great day today, and have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow in chat.